Hello, my name is Kevin Olson, and I am here to record a series of videos explaining the Carnot Cycle, why the Carnot Cycle is important in history, and to place the Carnot Cycle into its historical context. First off, let me apologize for the reflection of the computer screen on my glasses, and also for the fact that I am not using sound editing software to give you a completely synchronized view of my mouth and my words. This project about the Carnot Cycle is intended to help you as a PChem student understand what the Carnot Cycle is, why it was developed, and to place it in some sort of historical context. I always believe that when you're learning a scientific concept, placing it in its historical concept, understanding where it came from, and why people were thinking about this thing often helps you understand it. This is also a very personal matter for me. I spent a lot of my childhood playing with trains, and I still am a very avid model railroader. I spent a lot of time as a youngster at railroad museums and immersing myself in the minutiae of steam locomotives. And I even have on my Lionel Trains t-shirt. So when I got to college and I sat down in my PChem class on the first day of class, the professor started sketching the Carnot Cycle on the chalkboard. And I said to myself the words that I don't think any other PChem student has ever said: "Oh my God, this class is going to be easy." So, with that said, let's talk about the Carnot Cycle and where it came from, what was going on in the world at the time the Carnot Cycle was developed, what led Sadi Carnot to be thinking about the motive power of steam. So, before we begin, let's define a few terms and review a few basic concepts. The first term I want to discuss is steam engine. Now, I'm referring to a steam engine in the sense of a steam power plant. It could be an engine that powers a ship. It can be an engine that powers a factory. It can be an engine that powers just about anything. It can be an engine that powers a railroad train, in which case I will try to refer to that consistently as a steam locomotive. Secondly, a steam engine is what we call a heat engine. And a heat engine is any engine that takes advantage of the expansion of a gas when it's heated to do work. A heat engine is any engine that takes advantage of the expansion of a gas when it is heated in order to do work. You're probably watching this video right now with electricity that is generated by a heat engine in the form of a steam turbine at your local power plant. The turbine is taking hot steam. The steam is expanding against the blades of the turbine. The expansion of the steam is allowing the turbine to do work, or is doing work, and that is producing the electricity that you are watching this video with right now. Even if you are getting your electricity from wind power, you're still getting electricity from a heat engine, because the Earth's atmosphere is a gigantic heat engine where the heat from the tropics is exported or goes diffused through the rest of the atmosphere through the work or through the action of the expanding gases, causing the heat to rise into the atmosphere and move around. The other thing you have to remember from your general chemistry class is that when we're dealing with a volume of gas, when we compress the gas, we make it hotter. When we compress the gas, we make it hotter. When we allow the gas to expand, it cools down. So compress, get hot, expand, cools down. Compress, expand, heating up, cooling down. And that's going to be very important when we talk about the Carnot cycle. These videos will last about an hour, and before we actually get to the Carnot cycle, we are going to be talking about the development of the steam engine and why the steam engine led to the Carnot cycle. Again, this will put the Carnot cycle into an historical context for you. It will help you understand what Carnot was trying to achieve when he worked up the math of the Carnot cycle. It will help you, I hope, understand in a non-mathematical way so that when your P-Chem professor goes back and starts going through the math of the Carnot cycle, you'll be in a much better position to understand it. So please stay with me through all the videos to the end. I guarantee that you will understand a lot more about the context of all of this. So on to video number 2.